per ESPN sources, the club has agreed to a fee with Feyenoord to buy out the final 2 years of manager Arne Slot's contract. Provided that Liverpool and Slot can come to a deal, the 45-year-old Dutchman will be the one tasked with the simple challenge of, replacing the manager who has won every major trophy he could win and re-established Liverpool as one of the top clubs in the world. No pressure, Arne. Rather than going for a big-name manager to replace perhaps the biggest-name manager in Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool landed on someone whom many of their fans have never heard of. When Klopp joined the club 8.5 years ago, he was already one of the world's few elite coaches. He'd won the Bundesliga multiple times and reached the Champions League final. Slot, meanwhile, has never managed outside of the Netherlands and has coached 6 Champions League matches, total. So, in anticipation of slotting in at Anfield, we have some questions. Starting with: the first thing to remember here is that this is Liverpool. Former Director of Football Michael Edwards, who helped build the all-conquering squad of the past decade, is back, and the club's current Director of Research, Will Spearman, has a doctorate in physics from Harvard and helped discover the God particle before he was brought in to help figure out who might be a decent soccer coach. The point is, Liverpool's managerial hiring process will be more rigorous, data-driven, targeted and objective than that of any other big club in the world. They know what they want from their coach and, unlike most other clubs, they've tried to figure out how to measure what they want from their coach. This is why they've landed on a coach who no one really expected to become the next Liverpool coach back when Klopp announced he'd be leaving in January. Based on who they are hiring, it's quite clear that Liverpool wanted a coach to provide a continuation of Klopp's current approach. The prevailing tactical style at the highest level of the sport right now is defined by one word: control. The likes of Manchester City's Pep Guardiola and Arsenal's Mikel Arteta have their teams playing in ways that attempt to eliminate risk, on both ends of the field. They play more traditional defenders than we would have seen 5 or 10 years ago, and then those traditional defenders don't get forward as much as fullbacks would have in the past. Their matches feature increasingly few possessions because their players play quite conservatively when they're on the ball. Not Klopp, though. He and Liverpool have decided that the best way to win games over the long run is to take risks, to be okay with possession turning over, to be okay with the other team running into space, at pace. The thinking is, well, we have better players than you, and the way for that to show itself over 90 minutes is for us to create the kind of chaos where our attackers have plenty of opportunities to attack into space.